email marketing, paid ads, organic, networking, referrals. Like, how would you rank?
Paid ads at the very bottom.
Okay.
Very bottom.
Why?
Very, very bottom.
Why is that?
I mean, this goes back to the conversation you and I were just having before we came in here, is that even at our size, paid ads just pale in comparison to organic traffic. A lot of people think that, and then this is actually I'm glad you went that direction, because it's one of the most common questions that we get with somebody that is trying to build an online presence is like, how much should I spend on Google ads? How much should I spend on, Facebook ads? And like, they're wanting to know how much money they should put in it. It's like, man, don't put any money into that. Not at least until you've built a solid foundation that you can add to that. No traffic will ever convert as well as organic traffic. And so for the person who's listening that has no idea what I mean by that, let me explain. I'm listening to this. I go, okay, I'm going to go turn on Instagram. I'm going to go turn on YouTube because I've never used it. I'm an in-person trainer. I'm going to start making content. I went from my family, my 10 people in my family following me, and I've got 50 to 100 people paying attention to me. 50 of them, at least 50 of them, are strangers. And they're following the content that I put out. Okay, meaning that whatever I post about injury recovery stuff, I post about mobility, I post about burning body fat and building muscle, and all the stuff that I'm practicing and putting out online. I'm starting to get attention from a few people, not even a lot, just a few people. 50 people are now following me. That is far more powerful than me or any sort of marketing team coming in and teaching you like how to do ads and all the tricks and the gurus that want to sell you stuff. That's more important. Why? Because the likelihood, whatever product you have, whether it's personal training, whether it's a digital product or a service that you have to offer, you're far more likely getting one of those 50 people that you got the attention of for free on your social media platform to convert as a client to you than spending any money going out getting cold traffic. And you shouldn't go spend any money going getting cold traffic until you can prove that you can get a decent percentage of those. You don't have to get all of them or even half of them. You need to be getting a good percentage of them, meaning 20% of those people you're hopefully converting into potential clients of yours, or at least inquiring about whatever service you have to offer before you even pump money into that business. And that in itself is challenging enough. And most people either one, start there and then give up, or two, start there a little bit and then want to skip to the paid ads. And that's a tragedy. Like, you literally should just focus on, and the way I would explain it to somebody is, if you can't convince people to pay attention, listen to you, and hear you out for free, you're never going to get anybody convinced to spend money for any of your services. Yeah. So go solve that first problem and challenge. How do I give value for free to garner the attention of people out there for free, and solve that equation? And then we'll talk about what it looks like to pay for leads and traffic and conversion rates and all the good things that sounds sexy, that marketing people try and sell you online, that make you go like, oh, that's what I need to do. I need to invest in this $7,000 marketing course, or hire this guy who's going to help me sell. It's like, no, like, go prove that you can get people to pay attention to you for free, because that's hard enough for a lot of people, before you worry about that. So that, to me, is the top of the list of what should I go do first if I'm thinking about moving into this digital world and I'm an in-person trainer. That's where you go first. I
also think what you're describing is, in my mind, like the difference of building a business and building a brand. So like, this is something that, and I think this is, one of the more detrimental things that has influenced the fitness space, is like, it's totally doable to build a business that is kind of like faceless, where you're just it's just almost a math equation. It's just a math game where you're just putting in, numbers, like I'm putting in this much money and it spits out this much money, and I just keep doing that. And there's no real depth to the business. There's no brand. There's no association with values. It's just that. It's just that. And I think that's one of the more negative, has a really negative impact on the space, because that's where you see people going like the super unethical route of like over promising results, like the 30-day fat loss challenge. It's like you pay me for this 30-day fat loss challenge, and then like that's it. I don't, there's no follow up on like if it actually worked or not. Like there's nothing like that, but it converts. And so like you're just looking at numbers on a spreadsheet and saying like, oh, when I say this thing, regardless of if it's true or not, it converts better. So I'm just going to put a bunch of money into that, and then it's going to give me this return on it. Where compare that to building a brand, which is what Mind Pump has done, where it's like there's an association, there's authority with that, there's this trust that's built with that. And that's come from exactly what you're saying, which is all the organic, the free value that Mind Pump has spent years putting out. And the great thing about that too, it has a compounding effect. So not only is it a far more sustainable and successful direction to go to build a business, when you do get into paid ads, it makes it way easier and it makes it way more effective. 100%. Like our cost per lead and our like cost to get a customer is ridiculous. Like it's far cheaper than most, like the average in the industry. When you look at a company like Mind Pump that has a brand compared to just an average faceless company that's selling workout programs.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a testament to what we're talking about of just building so much value. And giving away so much free content and first proving that formula. And so that's just compounded over a decade. One of the mistakes that a trainer will make, let's take the trainer who I said has no followers, decides to do that. And then they're starting to figure this out a little bit. They're like, okay, I'm putting out this good mobility content and I'm starting to figure out what gets people's likes and comments and shares. And oh my God, I now have 1,000 people that are paying attention to me. It's like, okay, you're starting to figure this thing out. That's exciting. And what happens to a lot of these trainers at this point, they get targeted by marketing people online that go, let us show us how to make 10 grand a month or whatever like that. And you're like, oh my God, 10 grand a month, that would be incredible. I haven't made anywhere near that yet. And so you pay for said course, thousands of dollars to get in it. And they go, okay, this is how you set up a 10-week boot camp body fat challenge. And we're going to get those people, and you're going to do a free trial for so many days and get them in for free. And then we're going to upsell those people to one-on-one personal training to you. Their other ones will at the end of this challenge will get X, Y, and Z. And so they do this, and then they go. And what ends up happening is they're so focused on capturing all these leads and converting to the most money they can in that minute or in that moment that they do. Yeah. Then the worst thing happens, they make the 10 grand. Mm-hmm. But what they literally did was they just extracted any and every possible lead that they had in their audience, threw them in some generic challenge thing so they could sell them and make money. And what ends up happening is 90+% of those people that paid don't get some mind-blowing service, or they don't have an experience that goes, wow, that was incredible. And you got their money, but you'll never get them again after that. Mm-hmm. And they're gone. And then you try and run that challenge a second time, and half the amount of people maybe sign up, or even less. And then you do it a third time, and now it's crickets.
Yeah.
And now you've paid for that course that taught you how to do that thing, and you made your quick 10 grand, but then all of a sudden nobody's buying anything from you anymore, and you're back to square one, and you can't figure out, what did I do wrong? Well, what you did was you finally did a good job of starting to attract people by giving free, valuable content. You diverted from that strategy and went straight to what's the most amount of money I can get from these people that are now paying attention to me. And you made a little bit of money real quick, and now it's gone. Versus, okay, now I've got these people's attention. How do I over deliver on value on these people again? Like now they're watching me. Now, how do I increase their engagement and talking to me? Or maybe I can get them to leave this platform and come over to a free community that I'm building, that I'm adding even more value to, and I'm fostering as a place to help people. That strategy. So let's say that person, no money in that. Hey, I'm going to do, and there's so many things like school and Facebook groups and things that you can create, things like this, which I highly recommend. And you decide, okay, I got these 1,000 people. Now what I want to do is I want to, the ones that are paying attention, because obviously some people, they probably started following me because they saw my abs, or they saw this cool post I did, or they know they're a family friend of a friend, and so they're following me because they know who I am, but they're not really interested in what I have to say. Okay, well, how do I now filter out the people that are real potential clients of me. Well, you know what I do is I'll offer something for free that's really valuable, more specific. So it might look like this. I got those 1,000 people and I go, hey, I'm starting a free community for people specifically looking to lose body fat. And if you've struggled in the past trying to do that, you don't know where to start, join me over in this school group or join me over here in this Facebook group, absolutely free, where I'm going to be helping people through this 12-week journey and answering all the questions I can. In fact, I even have my friend, Steve, who's a doctor and has been working in this field for so long. He's going to drop in and do a live Q&A for an hour. And people are like, oh my God, that's incredible. Free? And I come over and he's going to have that. And it's like, this is awesome. Now that 1,000 turns into just 100 people. But you get now 100 people that you know are all looking for fat loss and all raising their hand that I need help. And now I'm going to again over deliver on value for that person. So now their process with me was, I found this guy online, didn't know who he was. He was dropping really good free information on Instagram or whatever platform you're using. And I liked him. And he's also engaging with me when I put right in there once in a while or DM him once in a while. Like, awesome. Then he's also starting this free group that's helping people just like me. Oh my God, I'm going to go and still I'm not being charged for it. This is incredible. And he's engaging with me in there. And he had a doctor come in. It's like these people now, their experience with you of the amount of value and how much you're helping them already is unbelievable.